If you are a potential home buyer, particularly here in Louisiana, now might be the best time to dive into the market, especially if you're thinking about buying or building a new home. Lumber prices are at historic lows, and despite the expiration of an $8,000 first-time home buyer tax credit, home prices are as competitive as they've ever been. This week in Louisiana Agriculture visited with one Baton Rouge area home builder who says don't believe all the national hype about how bad the housing market is. New construction is affordable and there are lots of funding options, including one lender you may have never even heard of. If you're a first-time home buyer, this could be your new home, and developer Billy Ward hopes it will be.
It's on the upswing.
Here in the West Palms development in Port Allen, this new 1,300 square foot home is going up, another new home among those for sale here. For home builders like Ward, this home represents the American dream. A dream he says is a far cry from all the recent doom and gloom we've been hearing lately about the U.S. housing market. Louisiana, he says, isn't like the rest of the country when it comes to who's buying homes, why they're buying them, and how they're being financed.
What we've tried to do through the more than 3 decades I've been building is we've built mostly for first-time buyers, so we've got a good pulse of what the first-time buyer is looking for, what they need, but price and again quality come into play.
One of the things Ward says makes new home construction more affordable in Louisiana right now is the price of lumber. He says prices for 2x4s and other home construction wood products are where they were 30 years ago. And while that's not good news for Louisiana's timber industry, cheaper materials means lower housing costs. And that, says Ward, translates into more of home buyers' dollars trickling down into the economy.
When you build a house, people go out and they buy furniture at local furniture stores. They buy curtains. They stock their shelves on local grocery stores. So housing plays a big part into the economy.
But the home buying market is not as rosy in other parts of the country. Federal Reserve Bank analyst Danna DiMartino Booth, speaking last week to the Louisiana Forestry Association's annual meeting, said the key to economic recovery in the housing market is to move the current inventory of existing homes. That might be difficult in some markets where it's taking up to a year to sell a new home.
If you look at the new home sales data, that existing inventory, as low as those numbers are going back to data from the 1960s, it's still taking over a year to move an existing new home out of inventory. And those are record levels.
But it's non-existent in the state of Louisiana. And that's why we're different.
Ward says Louisiana remains somewhat immune to the housing crisis. Lenders like the Farmers Home Administration, or FMHA, are targeting minorities, rural, and first-time home buyers, and they're doing it through government-backed loans that can reach 100% of the home's current market value. He said to many first-time home buyers, that prospect is very attractive.
And conventional, you're having to put 5 to 10% down with conventional financing. So USDA has some great product out there. We just need to let the public know, because if we can increase demand on housing and new construction, then everything's going to spin off of that.
As you heard Billy Ward mention, the Louisiana home buyers market isn't as bad as in other parts of the country right now. During the Forestry Association meeting, Danna DiMartino said right now more than 11 million homeowners in the U.S. owe more than their home is worth. She said in the next 2 years, more than 5 million of those American homeowners will lose their residence due to foreclosure.